Go. Okay, welcome everyone to the Reverse Sweep podcast. We're back again, and this is an IPL special. Myself, Pranav Ramakantan, host today, and I have a esteemed panel with me with Piyush Nathani, Mumbai Indians fan, Ishwar Aditya, diehard CSK fan, and also two new entrants. We have Ketan and Sayam Kapoor. Welcome to the podcast, guys.
Thank you.
Hi, hi. Hey,
Hi,
Pranav.
thank you.
So,
Thanks.
Be-
Hey, guys.
so
Before we
IPL
before
is
we before we proceed, I'll just let Ketan and Sayam tell which team they support and since when they are
Uh,
watching IPL.
I'm a Delhiite, so I support Delhi Capitals since the beginning.
Okay.
So a ditto, actually, same here. I'm also a Delhiite, so I do support Delhi Capitals. But as I was sharing with Ishwar in the group, now I'm based out in Coimbatore. I'm supporting Chennai
So,
this year
nice,
because
very
my
nice
uncle is
city.
a huge fan. Yeah, so that's how it is.
सही है सही है सही है guys. Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to podcast, guys.
Hi, guys.
Okay, so
Welcome.
guys,
You guys.
we have had just 5 games in the IPL, but a lot has happened, including today, and there's been a lot to process really. So, without wasting too much time, I would like to know. I'll start with, of course, with Piyush. Piyush, who do you think so far has been the standout team in the 5 games? I know not many games have been played. Only Kolkata and Mumbai have played 2 games, but so far, what have you thought of the league?
तो जैसे कि सैंपल साइज मैचेस के कम है पर जो एक टीम कॉम्बिनेशन है वो है मतलब मुंबई का तो पहला गेम अच्छा नहीं आता पर मुंबई का सेटल लाइनअप है और एनसीएन को निकल है
Absolutely.
वो भी आएगा तो वो स्ट्रेट अवे टीम में आएगा यानसन के जगह क्योंकि यानसन अभी यंग है और एनसीएन एक्सपीरियंस प्लेयर है ही कैन बैट वेल देन यानसन
Absolutely.
और जैसा कि मुंबई आरसीबी भी क्लोज मैच था थोड़ा मुंबई रन्स में शॉर्ट हो गई थी पर आज भी शॉर्ट था पर जो राहुल चार ने स्पेल डाला मतलब उसके बाद जो गेम पलटा और बुमराह और बोल्ट ने जो फिनिश किया तो मेरे को लगता है स्टैंड आउट टीम अभी सो फार अगर दो टीम मेरे लिए स्टैंड आउट रहे वो है एक तो मुंबई और सेकंड है दिल्ली दिल्ली को मैं इसके लिए करूंगा क्योंकि शॉ फॉर्म में आना एक बहुत ही अच्छा चीज है दिल्ली के लिए मतलब लास्ट सीजन उनको ओपनिंग में थोड़ा वो दिक्कत हुआ था अगर शॉ सेम फॉर्म कंटिन्यू करता है एंड दिल्ली हैव अ लॉट ऑफ बेंच डेप्थ ऑल्सो अगर उनको आवेश खान को रेस्ट देना है तो ईशांत शर्मा है और उमेश यादव भी है तो दिल्ली का स्क्वाड भी मेरे को बहुत सेटल लग रहा है तो मतलब अभी तक तो मेरे को लग रहा है ये दो टीम जो लास्ट ईयर की फाइनलिस्ट थी दे आर स्टिल लुकिंग वेरी स्ट्रांग और फिर बाकी बस फिर आगे वही है और तो
Right.
देखते हैं
And
आगे
I agree with you what you're saying that so far Mumbai has shown their champion side. They could have been 2 wins already or 2 losses, but they've taken it so deep and that championship mentality has been shown yet again. And Delhi, of course, very impressive against fallen champions Chennai. So you make a good point. So I'll now go to Sayam. Sayam, welcome. What do you think so far?
Hi.
Who has been the standout team?
Yeah, I definitely agree with Piyush as well कि दिल्ली और मुंबई दोनों स्टैंड आउट टीम्स रही हैं अभी तक बेसिकली दिल्ली का I would like to point out that how well settled their batting lineup is right now with the addition of Rahane in there as a floater batsman. So we do not have we do not have excess pressure on the openers as well right now. Even Steve Smith can come in and maybe strengthen the top order. So I think Delhi का overall team काफी अच्छा लग रहा है. Middle order में भी स्टॉइनिस, हेटमायर, पंत ये hitters हैं, ending finish कर सकते हैं. Bowling में we still have
Rabada and Nokia to come.
Norke
That,
and yeah, Rabada to come.
yeah.
I think वो भी काफी एड अप करेगा. अक्षर पटेल भी मिसिंग है अभी तो स्पिन में भी आई गेस
Yeah.
अमित मिश्रा को रिप्लेस करेगा.
But Chris
दिल्ली के पास
Wokes का
ऑप्शंस
डेब्यू
अभी
काफी
इतने
अच्छा था. क्रिस
आई
वोक्स का
गेस
डेब्यू काफी
आई गेस
अच्छा था.
नोकिया के लिए काफी कंपटीशन रहेगा उसके उसके उस
Right.
स्पॉट के लिए. तो
But he
आई
should play.
थिंक
I mean,
दिल्ली
Andrik has
हाँ
done so
डेफिनेटली
well, and the X factor he's got. But yeah, I
एक
agree with
वही
you
है
what you're
आई
saying.
गेस वोक्स गिव्स अ बैटिंग ऑप्शन एज वेल मे बी अ पिंच हिटर इन
Right.
द लैटर ओवर्स तो वो भी एक कंसीडर जरूर करेंगे आई गेस स्टॉइनिस को भी ओपन में जैसे लास्ट ईयर ट्राई किया था एक वो भी ऑप्शन रहेगा तो डिपेंडिंग ऑन हाउ द सीजन गोस आई गेस they'll rotate all their batting options further as well.
Good point. Okay, so coming to Ketan. Ketan, anything more you can add to what has been said, or you think more or less we have covered everything?
I think more or less most of the points have been covered in. But I just feel that this year, I think one of the factors which has not been considered
is the pandemic situation and the injuries which are going to happen as the tournament progresses, right? So I truly believe कि Mumbai Indians is one team जिसकी depth बहुत ही अच्छी है, right? They bat very deep. They have very good bowlers at the end. And due to this pandemic situation, what is happening is a lot of foreign players, as we can see at the start of the tournament, because of hotel quarantine, they are missing a couple of games, right? And during the tournament also, if someone tests COVID positive, they're easily out for 2 weeks, right? And it can just be a game changer. So I think wait and watch would be my thing, my approach. But I'm still backing Mumbai Indians to go all the way.
Right. Good point. And lastly, Ishwar, CSK fan,
Yeah.
anything?
Yeah. Hi.
Dhoni duck.
Yeah, my background does not really say that the team is doing that well. But okay, coming to the team which I liked so far, I think we have missed RCB. RCB also, I thought they looked really well in the match they have played. That too with
Well,
Virat
Ishwar,
not
that's because
performing.
it was vintage RCB and easy chase was made to look so difficult and they nearly lost it. So, there isn't much
Yeah,
to
no,
say
but the
except,
thing is, see, they had one very good sign in that match. It was Glenn Maxwell. If
good
Maxwell
point.
can
Very good point.
support ABD and Virat Kohli along with Devdutt Padikkal, I think
Right.
RCB is going to be unstoppable with their batting this year. And coming to bowling, they have found someone like an Harshal Patel. Hope is just not
एक
a
ही
one
थी.
match wonder, and he repeats
Hmm.
some of at least 50% of his feats throughout the tournament
But
so that
don't you
RCB
think
can have
that
some chance.
Harshal, I mean, okay, no disrespect to him, though he hasn't got such a great record, don't you think that maybe it's the wicket which was difficult to bat on that helped him more? I mean, as they go
Exactly.
out of
See,
Chennai and
and they
play on
played five
flatter
matches there.
pitches, their bowling is still quite weak except Chahal.
No, when you observe that, if you see noticed, even Mohammad Siraj went for just 22 in his 4 overs in Chennai,
Much
and they play
improved
five
bowler, I
matches in
must say.
Chennai, and then they play in Ahmedabad
Okay,
as well. So they are similar wickets. So they have Mohammad Siraj as well. They have Yuzvendra Chahal, and add to that Harshal Patel picking up his
Jamison.
odd wickets here and there. I think RCB is a team which has a lot of bowling options this time, which is why they are looking much more balanced. And even in batting, when they have someone like Maxwell complementing ABD and Virat Kohli, I think they are also looking very good. But yeah, as Piyush said, the sample size is very small, and hopefully, like, let's see what happens.
right,
Yeah, and the other teams have been already spoken about. So yeah, I'm not going to
right,
dwell much upon Delhi and Mumbai. Yeah.
right. That's true. So moving on, the next point I would like to discuss is so far Indian players have been really outperforming. So I want to know, I'll start this time with Satyam Isayam only. Who do you think of all the Indian players has really, been a standout, someone who's really caught your eye?
I think Nitish Rana is basically has stood out so far. Considering how poor he was at the beginning of last season, he has really stepped up to the opportunity. He has taken away the limelight from what we may have expected from Gill to take up. So that role has been taken up from him, as we saw today. Even though he did throw his wicket away, but I guess that both the innings that he has played so far, they have been commendable. He has been basically carrying KKR so far, I'll say, because their middle order
That's
does look
very
really
good
weak.
call.
So him going deep down the order, deep into the overs, I think that is really important for them so far. So I think
Yeah, I
Nitish Rana
think
has
that
done really well.
making him open the innings has freed him up more. I mean, as everyone knows, I don't rate him very highly, but yeah, opening the innings has given him more freedom.
Mhm.
So Nitish
But
Rana is
I
one.
think Rana's
Yeah, I was
weakness
going to
is
Piyush
against
only
the
anyway.
seamers.
Yeah,
Rana's
short ball.
only weakness, short ball and the seaming ball. So as in Dubai, I think almost he got out to slip. I think 2 or 3 times he got caught out in slip. So the wicket that swings little bit. So maybe it
Until
Wankhede
he's in
just with
Chennai,
the
I
new
don't
ball.
think there's an issue. Chennai and
Yeah,
Mumbai, I don't
that
think
is
there's
what.
an issue for
So
him.
this Chennai wicket is suiting him. I think the style and the pitch. So that
Yeah,
is why
but
he
even
has
though the
done.
Mumbai pitch is flat, there is some decent bounce. So, he could be tested on those. So then we have to see how he plays against fast bowling. So since Piyush, you only spoke, I want to know who do you think standout Indian player who has,
सो
exceeded
मेरा
expectations for you?
एक मतलब मैं जो एकदम वो ना अर्शदीप को तो अपन लोग लास्ट सीजन देखे थे बहुत पर मेरे लिए अभी तक
Correct.
स्टैंड आउट चेतन सकारिया राजस्थान
Oh,
वो
very
उसका
good
जैसे
call.
सैयद मुश्ताक अली जो में उसका रिकॉर्ड अच्छा था तो और वो अभी जैसे आया और बॉलिंग किया पहले गेम में, मतलब ऐसा लगा नहीं कि वो इतना बड़े स्टेज में पहला मैचेस खेल रहा है। तो वही एक बहुत बड़ा जो प्लस पॉइंट रहा है इंडियन क्रिकेट के लिए लास्ट 2-3 ईयर्स में, वो ये है कि इंडिया का डोमेस्टिक सर्किट इतना स्ट्रांग हो गया है, एंड आईपीएल के बाद इतने अच्छे अच्छे प्लेयर्स खेलते हैं, तो यू कांट रूल आउट एनी प्लेयर। मतलब आज कोई भी आप डोमेस्टिक से उठा के कोई प्लेयर लाओ, ही कैन परफॉर्म एट द हाईएस्ट लेवल। तो क्रेडिट गोज टू द
Absolutely.
बीसीसीआई फॉर द अकेडमी रूल, बिकॉज आप जैसे आप बहुत सारे प्लेयर्स है, मतलब सूर्य कुमार यादव वगैरह, वो सब डोमेस्टिक में ही खेल रहे हैं, अभी तक इंटरनेशनल नहीं खेला था, आईपीएल और डोमेस्टिक। पर उन लोग जैसे इंटरनेशनल में डेब्यू किया पहले गेम से, ऐसा लगा दे ऑलवेज बिलोंग हियर। मतलब वो एक सुपर एडवांटेज अपने डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट का। तो साकारिया का जैसे सैयद मुश्ताक अली ट्रॉफी बहुत ही अच्छा रहा, उसने जो पहले मैच में बॉलिंग की है। सो आई वाज प्रीटी मच इम्प्रेस्ड विथ हाउ ही बोल्ड, बिकॉज अगेंस्ट अ गुड पंजाब बैटिंग लाइनअप, अगेंस्ट द लाइक्स ऑफ गेल, राहुल, अग्रवाल, पूरन,
And a
मतलब
short
काफी
ground
अच्छी।
like Wankhede,
हाँ,
where he may not
वानखेड़े।
have played
और
also before.
तो मेरे ख्याल से देखना रहेगा कि आगे कैसे करता है, बट आई थिंक ही माइट हैव अ वेरी गुड सीजन, ब्रेक थ्रू सीजन, सो दैट इज इट।
And I think Simon Dule mentioned that he has a good knack of bowling in the death overs and he's got variations. And he's come from quite a humble background. So, someone whom I also will get behind and hope he does really well. Moving on,
I think
Ketan,
one
what do you
important
say?
fact was, I think I'll just mention Chetan
Yeah,
Sakaria's,
sure.
brother. He passed away. He committed suicide,
Oh my.
right? So I was reading
Yes.
about it, and it was a very heartfelt, emotional thing, which his mother had not shared with him, right? And through these tough times, this guy has come and performed. I think it's unbelievable and a great pick by Piyush.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so
Ketan,
for
who is
me,
your
I
pick?
think, yeah, my pick is the man of the moment centurion Sanju Samson. Definitely. हर आईपीएल में सेंचुरी तो मारता ही है, right? And he's off to a flyer. I just felt कि थोड़ा बहुत at the end over confidence था, and I felt कि last ball पे उसने मार ही दिया था छक्का, right?
Maybe a
But I
little
think
match awareness he lacked, perhaps.
नहीं, बट ये
Just a little.
टॉकिंग
absolutely
पॉइंट है कि डज ही बैक मॉरिस टू हिट अ 4 एंड ड्रॉ द टेक द मैच टू द
Right.
सुपर ओवर, और ही बैक्स हिमसेल्फ टू हिट अ 6? सो आई थिंक ही इज बैटिंग ऑन 113, so it's a no
correct.
brainer, back himself rather than
I
Hmm.
think
a
Sanju
Morris
was
who
right,
was
man,
not
in not taking the
who
Yeah, I
was
second.
not
agree.
able to connect. You can say
Mm,
Yeah,
we can
because
have
overconfident.
a separate topic of debate on that because there some will say that he should have let Morris, who's a big hitter, and at Wankhede, knowing
Yes,
you don't have to really take a lot of effort to hit a 6 or 4, that he could have been given strikes. So that's a different topic debate. But Sanju Samson, good call. I mean, I had said that
absolutely.
because he's captain this year, we will see the best of him and we will see him play a mature innings, which he did. It's okay. He did not take them over the line, but it's a learning
Yes,
curve anyway. Everyone makes mistakes, and so
absolutely.
Ishwar, I'd like you to tell me who you think has impressed the most.
uh, to me, the most shocking and surprising thing to see was how the way Deepak Huda batted in the way between
Yes,
Punjab and in the match of Punjab and Rajasthan, because nobody really expected Deepak Huda to come back the way he was. And yeah, since he's been playing IPL since a long time, and yeah, it's about time that he shows some glimpses of what he's capable of. And yeah, I hope he's just not a glimpse in the pan, and
Flash in the
he
pan, you
plays,
mean?
sorry, not glimpse in the pan, flash in the pan, and
No
yeah.
problem, no
yeah, he
problem.
plays more such innings
I
in
think
the
his
future.
six hitting was effortless to watch. The
Exactly.
way
It
he
was
was hitting
brilliant.
six.
It was like how Kishan and Surya and their debuts they batted. Now, like Indian players, you youngsters, the fearlessness which they play, and Huda, we know he had his whole controversy in domestic cricket. What happened? It seems like he's become focused because he's now been here for some years now, and there was a lot of hype about him. And before he had a lot of attitude and all, but he always had the ability. And this innings now, again, let's hope it's
Whatever
not
balls
just
were
a
in his
one-time
slot
thing.
were outside Wankhede, man. That innings
Yeah,
was
I mean,
unreal.
yeah, it was
Oh,
really something to watch, and that really played with the difference for Punjab. So for me, I'll say a little bit of bias, but Prithvi Shaw. I mean, we know his talent, and Vijay Hazare Trophy mein he destroyed everybody. And again, here he's shown why he deserves to be rated highly. I mean, he has made technical improvements clearly, and again, it's his home ground, so you expect that he knows where the boundaries are, where the gaps are. And I'm really happy for Prithvi Shaw because he said he literally cried after all the trolling he got, and he's come back strong. So again, all good picks from everyone, but yeah, Chetan Sakaria has to be the standout pick of the lot. So
Sure.
और एक
now
और
the
चीज बस
next
ऐड
topic,
करना चाहूंगा
yeah,
जल्दी
yeah,
से
sure.
अर्शदीप सिंह का लास्ट सीजन भी अच्छा था पर आई थिंक दिस सीजन इफ ही कंटिन्यूज इज फॉर्म मतलब उसका भी एक ब्रेक थ्रू सीजन हो सकता है
He
क्योंकि
will
जो
be a very
लास्ट
good
ओवर
find for India actually,
Yeah,
Arshdeep.
हाँ क्योंकि जो
yeah,
उसने
he's very
लास्ट ओवर फेंका
underrated, under the radar. उसके बारे में कोई बात नहीं करते ज्यादा, but he's done, in some crucial stages he has bowled some good overs. So
तो
So
वो
has
एक
Avesh Khan. Avesh Khan भी आया था,
And
तो ये लोग सब
and
इंडिया की
मतलब
फास्ट बॉलिंग आर्मरी बन रही है फिर से.
बट आई थिंक अर्शदीप वाला जो पीयूष ने पॉइंट उठाया ना, वो नॉस्टैल्जिया वाला है. मतलब लुकिंग एट जहीर खान, इरफान पठान, वी रियली रिक्वायर आशीष नेहरा,
left
वी
armer.
रियली रिक्वायर अ लेफ्ट आर्म फास्ट
नहीं,
बॉलर.
इस बार 3 लोग है ना,
We
अर्शदीप है, सकारिया है,
नटराजन
Natarajan.
नटराजन है.
Natarajan, yeah, Natarajan
3
is
लोग हैं.
another story.
There are
True,
3
true.
people,
yeah,
and there is that
right.
Khalil Ahmed waiting. Don't know what
Actually
he's
Khalil
doing.
interesting. I
Khalil.
don't know whether Ishwar knows this, but Natarajan can only speak Tamil, right? So
Yeah.
he finds it very, very difficult to communicate. So people in the team, they have to translate either
Yeah,
Ashwin
he's
or
come from a
someone, right?
small town, if I'm not mistaken. So he
Yeah,
probably
he's
has
come from a
only
very,
spoken.
very small remote
But
town
he
in
has
Tamil Nadu.
people to translate it, right? Even for him right now, he has
Yeah,
Yeah,
Vijay
that's
Shankar
not a
waiting.
problem.
Ashwin hai na? Ashwin helps him out.
अभी
Yeah,
शंकर होएगा विजय
अभी
शंकर
शंकर होगा ना SRH में.
Vijay Shankar
Yes,
will help
yes.
him. It's not a problem.
True, true.
खलील अहमद का तो
Right.
करियर खत्म है अब हो गया उसका
नहीं भाई, किसी का
Yeah, run
खत्म
leaking
नहीं
machine
होगा.
he became.
Hopefully, maybe he also does well.
True.
Let's see.
Right. Right. So moving to the next point, guys, which is so far again not a lot of games, but still we can make some assessments based on what we've seen, which is which teams have the best balance. So in this case, I'll again first come to Ishwar. So Ishwar, who do you think has the best balance? Just quickly, which team you think has the best balance so far?
Balance wise, on paper, there is no competition for Mumbai Indians. If you see that, they have backup for every position, and then closely followed by Delhi Capitals. So, and deservingly, these two are the top 2 teams from last year. And yeah,
Right.
balance wise, I don't think there is any room for
अब
any other team.
बैलेंस की बात
But
आई है तो अभी सबसे ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम होगी जस्ट इन राजस्थान रॉयल्स को जैसे स्टोक्स की
हाँ.
अभी अभी इंजरी है न्यूज आई
injury
है
हुआ है.
और
Yes,
Correct.
मतलब
that's
स्टोक्स
very important point.
हाँ
Exactly.
How
तो
big
जैसे
a
Stokes
miss
को
is
तो
स्टोक्स
that?
injury हुआ है. I think उसके वजह से finally we'll get to see the Devon Conway in IPL, maybe, hopefully, because he also
और
fits in
डेविड
that role
मिलर
perfectly. But abhi they have Josh Butler as well with them.
Miller, Livingston. I guess Butler will open now, so that is advantage Rajasthan Royals, I'll say.
Yeah,
हाँ
and
पर
Jofra will
फिर
come back, right? So
आई
Jofra
डोंट थिंक
अभी
सो
नहीं
because
आएगा ना.
Seems
There is
unlikely.
no
not, don't
like
think so.
he's just started bowling, if I'm not wrong, and there's no update on like when he'll join any team for like another 10 days. So
बस
Okay.
प्रॉब्लम ये है कि जैसे स्टोक्स के उसमें अब ये मैटर करता है कि राजस्थान नेक्स्ट ईयर मेगा ऑक्शन के पहले क्या उसको रिलीज करके रिप्लेसमेंट लाती है क्या करती है वो देखने
I
को
think they
रहेगा
should
कि
do that. I think they should
That's
do
an
that.
important point. Very important point.
I think they
क्योंकि
should do that for Stokes.
पर रिप्लेसमेंट ले आने के लिए 2 वीक या 3 वीक का क्वारंटाइन होगा पहले तो 7 डेज 14 डेज उसके बाद कितने मैचेस तो मिस ही हो जाएंगे पर मेरे को लगता है जो बैलेंस सबसे ज्यादा स्टोक्स जैसे मैं केतन से पूछना चाहूंगा जैसे स्टोक्स के जाने के बाद
Yeah.
हाउ डू यू सी राजस्थान adapting to the Stokes injury now?
I think Rajasthan will really struggle. I know
I agree.
because they will. That's the simple point. Butler would definitely open, but Stoke is a very, very experienced guy. We all have witnessed the 2019 World Cup final, what he has done,
The
right?
Ashes
I
game and
think,
Leeds as
yeah,
well. I think
Ashes,
the main thing about
everything.
No,
Stokes
I
is
don't
that
think we should
he's
be
he's a
underestimating
leader.
Rajasthan.
He's a
They have
leader in the
Liam
team, you
Livingstone
can
as
say.
well, and they can still get in one more batter as well. So Liam Livingstone and Josh Butler is a deadly opening combination if you actually see.
That's true, but even now, RR has got. I was talking to some other friends in my group. They RR fans. They still always say that RR is never far away from a massive choke, and that's what happened the other day. So this is something
Right.
RR has to look at. I mean, the match was in their hands, and they let it slip. I mean, last year also they started off well with a couple of good wins, and then they collapsed and finished last. So they have to look at that, I think. So apart from Mumbai and Delhi, I would
And
just
if we
like to add
actually
before.
observe, Stokes hasn't done that much for Rajasthan as well. Like if you
Yeah, he
see,
has not,
there
but
was
you
one
know,
or two very good
it's
innings
the
against
influence in the
Mumbai
team,
and
Ishwar,
another
that he
team, but
brings. He brings the influence in the team, being a senior player. So, as I
exactly.
was saying, I wanted to add just that I think KKR have a good balance if you look at their squad, despite what happened
Yes.
today.
Yeah.
So I think Morgan's captaincy was excellent. All the Mumbai Indian players, he got the right bowlers on for the right batsmen. So the kind of thing he does with England, he's brought into KKR. So we should give him the entire season to perform. I think they have a good balance. If any other teams, if anyone
I
thinks has a
think
good
one
balance,
wild call I'll add is Punjab Kings. I think if Deepak Hooda and even Richardson adds on to their middle order, if they continue to perform well, I think they can do well going forward. With the likes of Pooran, who has not really been given the opportunity to really perform. So the top three of mine, Agarwal, KL Rahul, and then Gale, and then if we have Pooran, Deepak Hooda, and Richardson and Reeks, all these options, I think they can do well going forward as well.
गुड
good
पॉइंट,
one,
मतलब वो पंजाब का
good point.
बैलेंस तो सही लग रहा है इस बार, और शाहरुख खान भी है,
हाँ
तो मतलब वो
शाहरुख
एज अ
खान
Yeah,
फिनिशर.
फिनिशर।
finisher. उसको
Yes.
मैं वो
ज्यादा अब तक
ऑन
दिखने को
पेपर
नहीं मिला है,
यार
but when he
किसी,
does,
On
मेरे को लगता
paper,
है
all
चेन्नई,
teams are looking like too good, but
चेन्नई के अलावा सब टीम मस्त लग रही है, मेरे को लग रहा
भाई
है।
चेन्नई
that's
में
true.
सबसे ज्यादा बैट्समैन है, 11 है, 11 बैट्समैन है चेन्नई में, कोई और टीम में नहीं
बट
है।
एक बॉलर भी नहीं है ईश्वर,
And
एक
the
बॉलर भी नहीं है
fireworks
इनका.
behind Piyush
7
have
बैट्समैन
just been
7
missing.
बॉलर्स चेन्नई की टीम है, बस थोड़ा चले, थोड़ा चले।
तो बस मेरे को अब
तो
एक एक आज तो टॉकिंग पॉइंट है जो आज केकेआर ने मैं संयम से सिर्फ ये क्वेश्चन रखना चाहूंगा, जो टॉकिंग पॉइंट था जैसे स्पिन, 3 स्पिनर्स इन पावर प्ले अगेंस्ट मुंबई इंडियंस। तो मुंबई के मतलब जैसे क्विंटन डिकॉक, रोहित शर्मा स्टार्टिंग में थे लाइक पेस कमिंग टू द बॉल, और मतलब तो संयम आपको क्या लगता है, विल अदर टीम्स अडैप्ट केकेआर स्ट्रेटजी टू अटैक मुंबई इंडियंस इन द पावर प्ले विद स्पिनर्स?
Definitely, I agree too because the Chennai wickets looks really slow. Even in the latter overs, we saw that how Russell
yeah,
took
it's a 550
five wickets
160
into,
pitch
yeah,
only.
it's a 150 160 pitch. So I think
150 is a winning
everyone
score at Chennai.
would be
Winning side
beneficial. I
wins.
think all the teams have really experienced spinners with them. The spin attack is looking really good for all the teams combined. So I'll say that most of the teams would start with the spinner at the Chennai, which definitely they should start with it.
Good point. So since we're talking about Chennai, this is actually what was our last talking point for the day, is that the Chennai track so far, what have we made of it? So I just like to say from my point before giving everyone their opinion, I think we all know how the Chennai track has played in the IPLs of the past as well as in this season. It's a slowish track and it's a very large ground compared to most Indian grounds. And one of the sides is so long that it's not, you need to really hit the ball well to clear it. You can't just flick the ball for six. I mean,
We
today
saw that
Surya
with
Kumar hit a
Norway.
lot. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
And I think Rohit's captaincy was excellent. Though he got Chahar on a little late, the field placings and the line to bowl to the batsmen, especially given the left-handers, I think it was very good. I personally, I don't actually mind the Chennai track because it's giving the bowlers also a chance, and we're getting some absorbing games. 150, 160 games are being close, which is good, because when you have these 220, 230 games, often it's just who can hit more sixes. So I'm personally enjoying it. I think it's a good track, and I think uh, it actually is going to help Mumbai Indians, especially because we know the pace battery and the batting strength. But if their spinners start
Not the
becoming
pace battery.
dangerous,
Today we've seen Rohit Sharma, the spin
yeah,
battery, new spinner.
Rohit Sharma, well, Piyush will get a separate segment
Piyush,
on
OP,
that
any thoughts on
before.
Rohit's first
Yeah,
delivery in
Piyush.
IPL 2021?
After how
Almost
many
got
years did he bowl?
after a
He
lot
bowled
I
in
think,
Chennai test. In Chennai itself.
बट
I
मेरे को
think
पता था
Piyush,
रोहित बैटिंग बॉलिंग करेगा, क्योंकि मुंबई इंडियंस ने उसका बॉलिंग करते हुए 2-3 वीडियो डाले
हाँ,
थे, तो
in
लग रहा
nets they
था,
put, right? Nets
हाँ
में
मेरे को
कुछ
लग
करने
रहा था
वाले।
कि मतलब इट्स अ गुड
मैं तो उसी में
गुड
सोचा
थिंग।
कि ये कभी गिर जाएगा डालते डालते, वैसे ही लग
no,
रहा
no,
था।
नहीं
it's an interesting
Come
fact.
on,
I'm sure Piyush would know this. Ki Rohit
Nikhil.
has the bowling figures of
Best
taking,
bowling figures
I
against
think,
Mumbai
yes,
Indians. 4 for 6.
yes,
The
yes,
hat trick,
yes.
the hat trick one.
Yeah, he
Right,
took a hat trick. 4 for 6, right?
it's 4 for 6.
He has that.
Piyush
2009, I
will know
guess.
all the Mumbai Indian stats. You don't have to
तो
challenge
ये
him
है
on that.
चेन्नई ट्रैक के लिए,
Yeah.
रोहित को भी बॉलर बना दिया, ठीक है। तो
पर मेरे
Yeah,
को
so
समझ
what do
में
you
नहीं आया
guys think?
जो
What do you
दूसरा
think?
ट्रैक था जो चेन्नई एसआरएच और सीएसके के मैच में था,
Hmm.
एसआरएच सीएसके था ना, हाँ
अरे वो क्या होता है, आई
वो
थिंक इट्स बेस्ड ऑन
मेरे
द
को लग रहा है
Kolkata
ड्यूरेशन।
and
कि 5,
SRH.
सॉरी कोलकाता एंड एसआरएच, हाँ, जो
They're
जिसमें
using the side
187,
pitches, right?
अरे वो
Yeah, they
ड्यू
have
के
two
भी फैक्टर
pitches.
होता है ना, like the days the dew comes in a lot, the team batting second finds it a lot easier. आज ड्यू बिल्कुल
वही
नहीं
No,
है.
I
मतलब
think that's true. But if you remember during the India Test matches, one pitch with black soil was quite
Flat.
firm and it was very flat, and the next one was crumbly. So the one they probably
Right.
used for these two games, you can't use the same pitch in three straight games. Otherwise, 120, 130 भी नहीं बनेंगे. So I think
Yes.
Mumbai ke do games have got the same track, and this KKR SRH game was a different track where you saw lots of runs.
I
So
think tomorrow
that's good.
RCB SRH will be the
Yeah,
flatter one,
same
right?
track. Yeah,
Same
it will
track.
be the
big
same
score.
track. Yeah, it might be again
Same
a
track.
better scoring game, but I still prefer today's pitch because
Note it,
it
Ketan.
even if it is 6-7 runs and over, it keeps you in the game. So, Sayam, what do you think?
Definitely, I agree. The pitch that we had today was the better of the lot because I even prefer it over Mumbai in some cases. Mumbai is just a bowler's graveyard. I would add,
Yeah,
but
and small boundaries.
और
yeah.
Sorry
सेकंड
to cut
इनिंग
So
में
you off.
बॉलिंग करना मतलब तो
Yeah,
भाई बैठ जाओ.
Exactly.
yeah,
Even
yeah.
I
I
didn't
mean,
want to.
Piyush
Mumbai
has been to
as a
Piyush has been to
bowler,
Wankhede.
Bhagwan.
I think Piyush has been to Wankhede, and I, being a local guy, has been there many times. And let me tell you, the ground is even smaller than how it looks on TV. At times, sitting there,
Yeah.
you feel scared that you might get hit.
आके
Like
लग जाएगा मुंह
it's
पे. When I
really
watched the
small.
finals, I
Yeah,
did feel that when Shane Watson was going balls
I
and
think I have
placing.
watched I have watched most matches at the two shortest stadium in India, Chinnaswamy and Wankhede.
and
Oh, bhai,
Wankhede.
Chinnaswamy
I've
is
seen
another
at
level.
Very nice,
Kotla too.
man.
Kotla is also really small.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, Wankhede, bro, is really, really small. If you ever come there, na, please bring a helmet with you.
Same with Chinnaswamy, man. Chinnaswamy will be like, yeah, it will be like the Burns will be playing in their backyard. कि like, yeah, वो मारो wall को six
But
सीधा.
good they slowed the pitch down, na, so it's
Hmm.
not being as flat as before.
Yeah.
So, Ketan, I would like to close with some thoughts from you on the Chennai pitch.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the Chennai pitch, I think most of the points we have covered, right? But I think the games have been really tactical and interesting. I think that's the fun part
Good
in
point.
cricket, right? And that's what you want to see in IPL. You want to see IPL is more of fun, must be with your family, friends, etc. Right? तो close games होते हैं, nail biting finishes होते हैं, तो उसी में ही मजा आता है, right? And I can
Absolutely.
already see matlab some of the fans can be like Piyush already distracted, right? So over to you, Piyush.
Right.
How do you pass time
Right.
when you watch
Nice one, man.
Chennai
Right.
games?
Great
नहीं
going,
नहीं पर
guys.
वो तो सही है पर अब जैसे कि आई गेस 25 तक खाली मुंबई और चेन्नई में मैचेस है तो मतलब
Right,
देखते हैं अब
right.
कैसे पिच बिहेव करती है और कितना स्लो हो जाती है पिच एंड
इसके
तो
बाद
इस
अहमदाबाद and Delhi.
Delhi. Yeah.
दिल्ली हाँ
Right.
तो
दिल्ली
बस
में भी है
क्लोजिंग
game.
क्लोजिंग एक बार ले लेते हैं अब अगर एक बार सबका
Yeah.
प्रिडिक्शन की क्या लगता है हाफ वे
हाँ.
थ्रू में कौन टॉप रहेगा लीग में हाफ वे थ्रू
Yeah. That's what,
विल
7
स्टार्ट विद
games,
प्रणव
right? Yeah.
7
Yes.
गेम्स
Yeah. 7 games, from what I see, has to be Mumbai. I mean, they always start slowish and I think they'll start picking up now. Once Chennai pitch का अभी आदत लग गया है, I think they'll be top. I know Piyush's
केतन
answer. I don't think we should ask. We should just go to
नहीं
Piyush
मेरा
का
go
थोड़ा
आंसर
to
डिफरेंट
competition.
है मेरे को लग रहा है दिल्ली विल बी टॉप एट द हाफ वे
I
स्टेज
agree. I also
Okay.
go with Delhi.
Yeah,
I'm
I would
going
say Mumbai
Bangalore
Delhi top
just
2.
for the fun of it. I'm going Bangalore.
Nobody can even
बैंगलोर हो
troll
सकता
you
है
then because
7 गेम फर्स्ट फिर आखिरी के 7 गेम हारेगी और फिर
हाँ, तो
क्वालिफायर से
इसलिए
बाहर
ना मैं भी वही ट्रेंड पकड़ के चल रहा हूँ कि बैंगलोर चलेगा ऊपर.
let's not
केतन
make this
की
an RCB
भाई no
Yeah.
one
talking
is
session. I
giving
mean,
CSK a
I think
chance.
I'll also go with Delhi actually
भाई
because
चेन्नई बोल देता.
Chennai bottom.
sorry, no sentimental picks. No sentimental picks. Sorry. Okay. So we have three people for Delhi, one for Mumbai, and one for RCB. So interesting. Let us see what happens. So I'd like to, on a closing note, just say that thanks to Sayyam and Ketan for coming on the show and giving their insights. Piyush was always entertaining, and Ishwar for his insights as a CSK fan. So guys, please tell us what you like, where we can improve, what more can we add to make things more interactive and more interesting. And do remember to please watch, like, and subscribe on YouTube. We're also there on Instagram, IGTV, and we're available on Spotify if you like listening to podcasts. So Thank you very much, everybody,
And
and
इस
we'll
बार
see
मैं
you
हूँ
again very
वीडियो में
soon.
to all those people who were asking me last time around. Hi, I'm here.
Good one.
चलो
Thank you so
Thank
guys,
you,
much,
guys. See
everyone.
you guys.
thank you
Thank
guys.
you.
See